To closer back home for our next story. For many of us growing up, you hear 2 or 3 dream jobs that our parents say that we must aspire to. There's beta doctor ban jao, there's engineer ban jao, chartered accountancy kabhi ki hai, consider ki hai kya? And of course the creme de la creme of all of those positions, those parent loved positions is of course the civil services.
And 30 lakh students took up that UPSC last year, and out of that many aspirants, really, one boy, one dream really came right on top, and it was the dream of Aditya Srivastava, a Lucknow boy who aced his class 12, then studied BTech in IIT-Kanpur, then worked at Goldman Sachs, earned about 2.5 lakhs a month, but the calling really was civil services. And that is what he has gone out to achieve, aced it really. So on TBC, you'd like to sit down and really try and understand from him. Hi Aditya, ye kara kaise aapne is what everybody wants to know. But first, the visuals of how, what happened when you first discovered that you were the first rank in the country have really taken the internet by storm. What was happening at that point?
Yeah, so it was a moment of, I think it can be better called astounding. For example, initially I was in a bit of disbelief, then there was a feeling of delayed sinking in of the feeling, and then I was ecstatic. So it was a journey, I would say. And as far as that 50 to 70 is concerned, I would say that I just was hoping that I get into the top 70 so that I can get into the Indian Administrative Service.
You said it was an emotional journey in the reaction, but you've also got quite a journey yourself. As we were just telling our audiences, from Goldman Sachs to an IPS officer in training, then you attempted UPSC again. These are all some very big navigations. Can you just walk us through how you decided at each step that, okay, ye nahi karna hai, ye karna hai?
Given the kind of service I'm going into, initially, the best I can do is to implement all the government schemes to the best of my ability. Once I get to the hold of policy formulation during the later years, then I would definitely like to focus on health education and especially children. So that would be what I would like to do.
That's quite nice. But Aditya, this is not your first attempt, right? What's really sort of caught our eye is the fact that last year you were the 236th rank and this time you've come first. So what changed?
Yes, ma'am. I would say that the major differences I saw were in GS1, GS4 and in electrical, which was my optional. So for electrical, I practiced much more than I had done previously. So every day we used to do, I and one of my friends used to do 10 questions, 15 questions per day in a stretch. Then apart from that, for GS1 and GS4, I identified the exact mistakes, like in GS1 making more diagrams or addressing the concern more holistically, like adding further dimensions which are not even asked in the question to counter the question, like counter the exact part which the question is asking. So those were the things that I tried to incorporate in my subsequent attempt, which helped me a lot.
Aditya, they always say that, you know, this journey is not just one person's, it's many people's. Who are the people who supported you in this entire journey? Who are the people who didn't leave your side?
I would say the biggest support pillar was my family throughout, since I was preparing from my home itself. And apart from that, I would also like to thank my friends and my mentors specifically for guiding me through this journey and helping me whenever I got stuck anywhere in between.
Nice. So what did your schedule look like, Aditya? Everybody watching right now wants to know, with the job, how did you manage all of this, and was this a non-stop cycle or did you have some time to get some steam off?
Actually, I resigned my job and only after that I started preparing for UPSC. So that work part was not there. However, I would say that still I was connected to the social media and I did not get completely cut off from it. So a bit of time was taken by social media, a bit of time was taken by whatever hobbies I was pursuing. And apart from that, I also devoted a good amount of time to my studies to ensure that my daily targets are met.
Aditya, tell us, which sector do you want to make the most impact in as a public servant? What do you want to have the most change in, and what's your dream in this regard?
Given the kind of service I'm going into, initially, the best I can do is to implement all the government schemes to the best of my ability. Once I get to the hold of policy formulation during the later years, then I would definitely like to focus on health education and especially children. So that would be what I would like to do.
Right. So Aditya, we can't let you go without understanding what is your advice for the other aspirants watching you right now.
And the most important tip, which I also realized between my first and second attempts, was that not just hard work, but you also need smart work, like analysis of previous year questions, how exactly the statements are being framed, how UPSC is making them false or true. So those kind of analysis of the previous year questions was necessary. Apart from that, it's all about hard work and consistency that can get you through this examination.
I see. All right then, Aditya, thanks so much and congratulations again on your achievement and sharing your story with us right here on The Breakfast Club.